100%. Look, when I first joined, you know, I was sort of getting to grips with behind the scenes and all that sort of good stuff, bad stuff, etc., etc. One of the things that kept coming up is the issue tracker. It's fantastic having a forward-facing, I call it device because it makes it easier, so people can see what's being raised. However, it's not working properly. I think we all know that. I think we've had enough issues with the issue tracker as it is, excuse the pun. So we are actually working very hard with the QA team at the moment to revise some of the stuff, that how it's used, how it's displayed, and we're hopefully going to have something to share on that sort of towards the end of June. I can hand on my heart tell you there is stuff coming, and I don't mean like fixes and stuff. I can tell you there are features coming. Post update 5, once we so at the end of June, we'll be able to deliver to you sort of where we're at, when we'll talk to you about like where we're sitting. We think Odyssey sits and where we're going to be focusing our attention, and then where we look at performance and sort of planetary tech, etc. That's going to come at the end of June. That gives us a time to assess it. In terms of our comms that goes after that, every single month we're going to have a developer. We haven't decided a name yet. Again, in the spirit of being honest, you haven't named anything yet. We're going to have a show with key members of development that are going to come on and talk and bring us all through the journey of development. So how it's going to sit with the optimization, how console development is going, what features we can talk about, because there are features that will be coming into Odyssey that we are keeping and we'll be adding in as extras to the game, which I think are really, really cool and really, really fun. And we'll do that month on month. Yes. No, look, so I think, again, it is written in there in terms of like in that roadmap afterwards, in terms of like we will discuss new features that will be added to Odyssey, because there are new features that will be added to Odyssey in between. So like towards the next big, so I guess when it's console, it comes out. So with console and then beyond, there are more stuff to come in. That's being worked on right now in terms of how we're going to deliver that and how we're going to display that to everyone. Which is why I've said and the one thing I'm very keen on, and I'll be very honest about this, is I don't want to knee-jerk to everything. So when someone says, you need to do this, and then we come out tomorrow and we say something, I'm like, it's cool, I get people are pissed, but I'd rather wait until the end of June, get the information so we're very clear and internally are very clear on what we're delivering and when, and then I can speak with confidence and allow my team to speak with confidence about what's coming. So that's why I've said, look, give us the end of June, let's assess everything, like the issues with, which I know have come up a lot, performance, pantry tech, etc. We need that time to go through all those files, look at what's been fixed, look at how things are running, to assess like when and where that can be addressed. And then also, that's why I've said every single month there'll be a developer, and I haven't got a name for it, but a developer show where they'll come on, we discuss what's going on, and we discuss potential sort of roadmap milestones, as it were, which is in terms of like how we get on with development, how's console coming along, what features can we expect, how many features are we going to be adding, all that sort of stuff. I would like to give these answers out. And even if we say it'll be 4 features, show one of them and keep 3 back as a surprise, then I'd rather do that. I'd rather, as I said before, I'd rather be confirmed and tell people the answer than just say nothing.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, end of June, there will be like, this is what's coming at the end of June. We'll have an update for you on everything, but please allow us this time to get to the end of June so we can at least get all this in order and be like, right, we know when we can say what, how, when, and where we are development-wise. I understand that talk is cheap, and that is one thing I'll take on all of my chins. But on the flip side of that, I will say that we've set out like once a month, we'll have developers on, we'll talk about actual milestones of development of both Odyssey on PC and the console release we build up to it. And then we plan to intend to go on beyond the launch of console as well, and keep that momentum going and be like, right, here's what we want, here's some direct feedback from players, so actually talk to the devs. And that's not just to say we'll just do that once a month. We'll probably have like special shows where we get guys to come and talk specifically about a certain thing.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, end of June, there will be like, this is what's coming at the end of June. We'll have an update for you on everything, but please allow us this time to get to the end of June so we can at least get all this in order and be like, right, we know when we can say what, how, when, and where we are development-wise with what we've got to address.
Yeah, I'll be kind and won't pin you down for dates, and like at work, which of course I'll be on your case for dates.
Well, it's end of June. We've said end of June, so I like.
No,
I was.
Okay, so there you have it. End of June, end of June. No, we're not going to try to pin you down to a date. No, we said end of June. We are going to give you developer diary streams. We're going to give you live developers talking to you and getting your feedback And we're going to, and I'm very honest. You can believe everything I say because I never lie. I am honest ARF, and I'm known for my honesty. People say around these parts, that's one honest feller right there. And if he says that he's going to fix and give you details on the broken issue tracker, and he's going to give you developer streams, and he's going to give you not just bug fixes, but specifically, he's going to give you details on features, not bug fixes, but features. And he's going to give you details on the lighting and the performance increases for feature, optimization. And he's going to give you solid details on where console development is going. Well, we got no mention of the broken fucking, what do you call it? Issue tracker. We got not a single fucking mention of any feature whatsoever. We got no dev, no live stream, no update. We got CM forum post with shit about patch 5. With regard, he did tell the truth. We did get an update with regard to how the console development is going. Because if you read between the lines, if you read very, very carefully, and I strongly encourage all of you to go through and read that fucking actual forum post and read carefully what it says about the console release. What it says is, man, it's harder than we thought. We're probably going to need to reevaluate our timeline. That is used car salesman for, oh, by the way, you're not getting consoles this year. Sorry. Maybe 2022? Question mark. We got some information on optimization, which is it's harder than we thought. We got some information on Planet Tech, which is it's harder than we thought. And we got some information on frames per second, which is it's harder than we thought. But me, I'll be honest with you. I played about 8 minutes of Elite this week. I updated the thing on Thursday, and I want to give a huge thank you to, oh, Jesus Christ. Now I got to look through the thing because I am way drunk. To Long Joe Silver, because he was like, yo, bro, go to this location. There is an executioner level 3 with, it's clean. It doesn't have a useless fucking engineering on it. So I updated Odyssey. I logged in. I jumped over to where the place was that had it, and I bought it. So Long Joe Silver, mwah, big love to you, brother. I now have the level 3 executioner that I wanted so desperately. That's the only Odyssey I played this week. I was having too much fun in Star Citizen and No Man's Sky. But, because of that, I have no salt. I have no feelings about Frontier. I don't care. I just put that clip together for my friend Tweaked, so I'm going to now let him take over, and he can tell you his feelings.
All right. Yeah, I do have a little salt. I do feel like I have skin in this game still. Last week, I said this week was going to be make or break for me. And well, they broke it. So Tuesday, the Tuesday stream, they announced to us that the Thursday, you heard in that clip, a dozen times they said we were going to get a dev stream on Thursday to talk about features, which is what we really need at this point. Do they have a vision? And then Tuesday on SuperCruise News, they announce, oh, by the way, this is going to be a dev post on Wednesday. And the reason for that is we don't want our words to muddle anything. We want it to be factual so you can share it around. And then we're going to talk about it on Thursday during our stream on Thursday. And so I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't sound great, but if there's information in it, I'll take it. So Wednesday comes along, and just about the end of their work day, they release this page of a quote unquote dev post that was written by Arthur.
I'm sorry, Tweaked. I have to correct you. It was 2.5 hours after their workday ended, just to be sure.
Okay, 2.5 hours. It was almost the end of my workday, which does mean it's after their workday, I guess. Yes. So, and it wasn't written by a dev. It had nothing to do with a developer at all. It was written, if I'm not mistaken, by Sir Arthur Tolmie, the lead community manager. And in it, he proceeded, or I will say they proceeded, and mind you, I believe this is probably what he was instructed to do. This wasn't their choice. I believe this came from above to make them do this. However, what they did in this dev post with air quotations is pat themselves on the back for the thousands of fixes we've put in these 4 patches for Odyssey. We put in over 1,000 fixes, and we've done so much work. And here's what's coming in patch 5, which they already talked about on the Tuesday SuperCruise News. They told us what was coming on patch 5, but they went through and spelled it all out in print again with some pretty screenshots of what the in-ship dashboard was going to look like and all that kind of stuff. And then it said, what's to come in the future? And then it said, we're going to reassess and check out our roadmap and see what we think player base wants. Really? You're going to see what you think we want? You don't know what the player base wants? So that was a huge disappointment and broke me right there. And then Thursday comes along, and they may have talked about that dev post for all of a minute, if even a minute. They didn't talk about any of it at all. So to me, that's it. I'm done. I still love Elite Dangerous. I still will play it when my friends are on playing it. I will still play it when OPIX has things going on that we need. Back when Arthur, actually it was Arthur again, said, back when we were still in Odyssey development, and he was trying to tell us, oh no, this is just a branch of Odyssey. The actual game is much further developed. And then the game came out on PC and it looked exactly like the alpha did.
Tweaked,
that was a lie.
I'm sorry, Tweaked. I'm going to need you to be respectful, and I'm going to need you to call him by his full name, which is Honest Arf.
Honest Arf, that's right. Honest Arf said, no, this is just a branch. The actual game is much further along. Trust us. And then Odyssey came out, and I think you all know what happened at that point in time. It was the exact same thing as the alpha, no changes. And so here they are again. Trust us. It's going to get better. We promise. Just let us get to the end of June. Let us get through these patches, and we're going to tell you what's coming. Let us get to the end of June. Here we are at the end of June, and they're like, oh, but we did so good. Look at all the things that we did for you guys, and we don't know what features are coming. We don't really have any vision, but we're going to reassess and see what the player base wants. Yeah, no, I'm done. If you don't know what the player base wants, you have no vision whatsoever. This is ridiculous. Fdevs motive now, their mantra is, we promise it's going to get better. And I just can't wait for that anymore. I will keep my character there, I'll play the game, but I have zero faith that Fdev will do anything with this game anymore.
Wow. I mean, he's such an honest guy. I believe in him, whatever. Yeah, but you know, you feel how you feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. I will say this, for those people, honestly, who were super pissed off about this, you've got every right to be. You were lied to your face, and no one has the right to tell you you're wrong to feel what you feel. For those people who are not mad at this, because I've had some contact from some people this week who are like, no, they're fine, they're good. You are also right. You're the customer. You have the right, if you feel like, hey, what they did is good enough, okay, I'm not trying to tell you how you have to feel. You feel your feels. You're entitled to that. When I tell you my opinion, that's just me expressing my viewpoint. I'm not trying to make you feel any differently. You also, though, don't have the right, because there are some white knights out there that are telling everyone who doesn't like what's going on that you're wrong, you're this, you're that, you're horrible, just quit, just die, just go away. Like, honestly, the same way that if I don't try to make you feel however differently from how you feel, if I respect your right to have your own feelings, how come you can't respect my right to have mine? This is a bottle of 6 and 25 grain bourbon whiskey. And we're going to just go ahead and ASMR, because Roy loves this. We're going to hear it when it gets to the top of the cup.
Make sure it stops there.
No. What you do is you put your lips to the end, and whenever you go over the top, you just suck it up so that way it doesn't spill. Because that's alcohol abuse if you spill it. So this is, I don't know. I would say this is at least a 10-ounce glass of 45 proof 5 grain bourbon whiskey. And all of you guys out there that are like, hey, it's good enough. I salute you. You feel however you feel. But my friend Tweaked, who's angry. I'm not angry anymore. I've moved on. I'm having a fucking blast playing Star Citizen and No Man's Sky. But and I will come back. I will play Elite. I swear to Christ. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't have logged in today to get, or the other day to get that gun. But like, yes, I will have the code up in just a second, Neil. When we get to the Star Citizen section, I'll have the code up for you, I swear. But like, those people, like, I'm going to come back to Elite. I'm not leaving Elite. I'm just taking a break for it for a month or so because it sucks right now, and I don't want to be unhappy. The opening song to the show was like, I'm having so much fun right now playing other stuff, and I'm going to get into it. But like, I'm going to come back to Elite, and I hope that you fix it. Sadly, though, I think a lot of people won't come back. So that sucks. And for them, for those fallen soldiers, this 10 ounces of 90 proof 5 grain bourbon. Here we go.
It's the good stuff.
I'd like to add one more point to this, too, since we're still on this topic, if you don't mind, Kai.
Yeah, go ahead.
A little strong there, huh?
Well, I mean, it was a full glass.
So one other thing that I just remembered there, at the end of their well, I guess it was during their Thursday stream, when, now you heard what Kai's interpretation of the dev post, where it implied, and I agree, it implies console could see a delay.
Oh, no.
We've had to readjust our time frames.
It more than implies.
Yes, but Bruce on the Thursday stream flat out said, exact words, in regards to console, we don't have much to tell you except for that it is still on schedule for an autumn launch, and it most likely will have a beta.
Okay.
So is that another flat out lie?
Well,
and then after that, he says,
wait.
Also,
they lie regularly, and B, autumn in Australia is February and March.
True, but I think it might go later than that even. But then after that, in the same breath, he says, but we won't release it until it's ready. Like that's what FDev, they never release it until it's ready, right? Couldn't be more insulting. I don't understand what these guys are doing. I don't understand who's making the decisions at Frontier, and I'd like to have a sit-down conversation with them.
Yeah. I get way more than 30 seconds or 30 frames per second playing Star Citizen, but I have to warn you up front, I've got a 3080 and a fucking beast of a computer. Like, your mileage may vary. There's a link which I will have in the show notes, and I had in the show notes to the episode 2 weeks ago, which was a guide to Star Citizen for Elite Commanders, that literally it links to the RSI, the Star Citizen's official page, where there's a thing that says, hey, what CPU do you have? What hard drive do you have? What GPU do you have? And then it'll show you on a chart, like, you can expect this frames per second. You don't need to buy it up front. I don't, like, if you're not interested, if you're like, well, I gotta wait. They do, like, 3 times a year, they do a free fly event. They just had one literally 3 weeks ago, so you're going to have to wait a couple months, but they will have another free fly event. If you don't want to spend the $40 up front, that's fine, man. You do you. You can wait till the next one. I will warn you, the free fly events, normally your FPS is kind of a little suckier because it's the one time a year where, or 2 times a year, where everyone in the world gets to try it for free. So there's a lot of extra people that hop in. But, like, you do you, what, you know, whatever you want. I'm not trying to pressure anyone to buy. In fact, honestly, I have a referral code, so it gives me some benefit. I haven't really researched what the fuck it is, but it gives me some benefit if you use my referral code. I don't give a shit about money. We don't do sponsors here. We don't do Patreon. I've turned down sponsors and Patreon. I got one guy that wants to give me like $800 just like straight up. And I'm like, no, dude, it's okay. Go buy No Man's Sky. I have no code. I have no affiliation. I get nothing for it. But it's a fun fucking game. The only thing I care about is the community and like people to have fun shit to do. I do not give a fuck about the money. I make really good money, like on my own, on my job. I do well. I work way too hard and I make a lot of money. I don't do this for the money. So do not, like, go buy Star Citizen because it's a good game. Use someone else's code. I don't give a fuck. Like, but use a code because then you get free shit. Down to Earth has a code. Katie Burns has a code. Other, like, people have codes. Fucking Roy has a code. Don't use mine. I'm not in it for me. I'm just trying to help people. All right. We move on to the next point, which was Tweak. You had an issue. Well, actually, I think you just did your issue with console launch.
I did.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did, in fact, do that.
So
I think we're on to Roy's now.
We're on to Roy's, which is, let me see if I have this. Go ahead, Roy. You had, I've got up the picture of the cliff on the thing.
Yeah, that's fine. So, as our listeners may recall, I have not been playing Odyssey while I wait for the planet tech and other things to be fixed. In game, I'm currently about 22,000 light years outside the bubble in the middle of a solo expedition. My plan was to wait until after update 5 and then poke my head back in and see how things looked with UI fixes, lighting fixes, planet tech stuff. So last night I logged in and played for a while. The planet I had logged out from 5 weeks ago, I think looks better now. This is the picture that's up on screen. I don't recall this cliff and some of that varied terrain. I saw that and I got kind of excited to do some exploring again. So I went on a little trip. Some of my observations, everything in space and the ships is brighter. Like, holy cow, maybe too bright. I turned down the gamma and tried to look for some other settings, but wow, they turned things up. Neutron stars look like they're supposed to again. Instead of like wow wubsy squares, now they look like neutron stars. The surfaces of the stars look good. You can actually see the detail in them now. Galaxy map routing seems to work fine. Worked with neutron boosts and plotted long trips. In the system map, you know, they've made some changes there. I still wish they'd put all the planetary body info on one side tab instead of splitting it over 2 tabs. And I do still miss being able to mouse over bodies and have the info kind of update just from the mousing over rather than having to click on each one. Those are maybe minor nits, but I did have a series of crashes to desktop every few minutes, but I think I've traced that back to I was running an SLI setup, so I ripped out the second card and that took the problem away. And I don't think SLI was giving me any boost in Elite anyway, so it's been smooth since then. Unfortunately, and if you want to throw up the second picture, Kai, as I was bopping around, I found there's still many what I'm calling oatmeal planets that have a kind of a speckled kind of digital camo look to the terrain, which is probably an insult to digital camo when you're descending from orbit. Some of them look better once you're on the ground, but there's still this weird looking sort of gravelly texture outside of a small distance around you. So my current verdict is it's better in some, maybe many respects, but still not ready. This whole thing with I was having fun until I started running into a bunch of these oatmeal planets again. It's like, ugh, I'm kind of wasting my time here if I'm trying to look for unique things. I did keep an eye out for repeating like stamps of textures and things like that. I didn't really notice that. I'm sure there's some there. But in my mind, if it falls below the threshold of detectability, if you're not looking for it, I guess the jury's still out on that. But I'm not saying it's completely bad or completely good. It's just for me, it would be if it's the kind of thing that I can play the game and not really notice too much, then I'd be okay with that. So I'm probably still going to be taking a break from Elite until we see some more updates on what's broken with Planet Tech.
Wow.
That's where I am with that.
Wow.
And I'm looking at these pictures of Star Citizen. I think you're okay. I'd be playing the hell out of Star Citizen from what I'm seeing there.
Dude, hey, look, I've got Star Citizen and No Man's Sky, and I'll be honest with you, Star Citizen is where I'm going to spend most of my time long term, but No Man's Sky, I'm having so much fun with this week. When we get to the No Man's Sky section, I want to talk for an hour and a half. Yeah. So, okay. Now, I have nothing I'm adding to the Salt Zone. I put together that little list for Tweaked, but like the little video compilation where Honest Arf basically lied for 5 minutes straight. And I want to be clear. I honestly don't believe that he lied on purpose. I believe he was told, go out there and say you're going to give people this by the end of the month. And he was like, okay, boss, and did it. I don't, I think that he's got issues where I feel like, I'm not a huge fan of some of the things that he does and how that he does it. But, I don't think this was I think he was doing what he was told and passing on the message he was given. I don't think that he is an evil mastermind. I think he's just a poor schmuck that's being sent out to dance in front of the lions. And it's just, it's rough. But that doesn't, the fact is he's the person we're supposed to address our complaints about Frontier to. My complaints are about Frontier management, but I address them to him because that's what he wants. He'll tell you that if you ever ask. So, yeah. Whatever. Maybe. I see multiple people saying, well, no, I think he's a liar. Maybe he's a liar. Maybe he's just a poor schmuck who's doing what he's told. Either which way, he's the guy that we address our complaints of Frontier to, so it doesn't really change anything. In the end, it is what it is. I don't have any salt for Frontier because I'm having too much fun with other games. Do either of the two of you have any more salt for Frontier before we close out the Salt Zone?
I'm good.
I got something else add to it real quick. For example, I mean, we talk about, you've heard me say people are leaving the game, that the player base is down.
A lot are.
Daily players are down lower now than what it was pre-Odyssey.
Oh, no. A week ago, it was lower down to pre-Odyssey. Now it's way lower than pre-Odyssey.
Right. And for example, now, mind you, the season just started. There's 46 days left or something. But my squadron, OPIX, with 155 people whom have spent 3 days working CZs, are number 3 on the combat list for the season. And that's when we have a combat CG going where everybody should be. That just kind of tells you there are no freaking players. Nobody's playing the game right now. Nobody. If we're that high already, it's insane. It's sad what they're allowing to happen to this wonderful game, and that they don't seem interested in turning it around.
Fair enough. Is there anything else for the Salt Zone? Then by the power invested in me by not Frontier, I hereby close the Salt Zone. Here's our sound effect.